This is Horizon Zero Dawn. It's good. Horizon Zero Dawn is a hunter-gatherer game. Now, that's not the same thing as saying crafting survival. Crafting survival is like Minecraft, where you pick up lots of resources, you use them to build all sorts of stuff. And let's be honest, there's usually a million gauges on the screen. There's things like health, food, maybe water as well, ammo, weapon durability, maybe even in some games sanity has to be considered. With this though, you only have to take care of your health and craft ammo, and most of the other stuff is used for trading. That's it. The gameplay is made up mainly of exploring, hunting machines, gathering herbs and resources, and making supply items. You'll also have main and side quests, and you can trade for weapons, outfits, mods and other things. But all that comes later, because the first thing you'll notice is this. This game is fucking gorgeous. And it's not just the environments, the characters, in particular the facial animations. I mean, look at this. This is Aloy, by the way. She's the young girl / young woman who you play as. Yes, you will play as a little girl, but unlike AC3, it won't take up half the game. It's brief. And no, I'm not going to tell you about her because spoilers. Also, look at the hair. Hair's really hard to do. Apparently. Okay, so big deal, it looks nice. How does it play? Awesome. You'll wander, explore, collect. Grabbing a medicinal herb adds it to your pouch, which in turn can top off your health at the press of a button. Animals can be hunted for their meat, which can be turned into health potions. Animal skins and bones can be crafted into capacity upgrades, letting you carry more stuff. You'll also have to craft your own ammo in the field. It is possible to buy ammo, but you can't carry a huge amount with you, and when you're out in the field, you will use up what you have very quickly. And there's only one place to get ammo components reliably at least: the machines. It's not the only place to get ammo components, but it is your main source. So how do you get the components? Well, you take the machines down. How do you take the machines down? Depends on the machine.
You're going down.
The in-game compendium has information on all types of machines that you've ever discovered and scanned. Each one looks like a pre-existing animal, like striders look like horses, grazers look like deer, longlegs look like oversized chickens, thunderjaws look like... well, that. Bigger than a house, machine guns, mortars, you bet your ass I didn't go near it. Early on you'll acquire the Focus. This nifty gadget reveals things hidden in the world, as well as information on machines you scan. Machines have weak points in the form of external weapons, sensors, etc. Hitting these deal more damage than usual, as well as eventually destroying the component itself. Some machines have external resources that can be shot off without having to destroy the whole thing. Useful if you just want the blaze canister off a machine's back. But not every machine reacts to you in the same way. Some flee as soon as they see you, others will attack on sight. Some may do one or the other. Regardless though, all machines will fight if you're too close, and they can't run away. Trying to take down a machine without planning your approach works at first against the simpler enemies, but you'll quickly discover that most machines won't go down to a few basic arrows.
It's on.
Once a machine is down, you can loot it. Firstly, shards are the main unit of currency in the world. They're that important. They're that important because, well, they're also used to create almost all of your ammunition and gadgets. They're used to create arrowheads for every type of arrow you have, all your bows and crossbows and everything. The importance of having shards can't be underestimated. And then you've got machine lenses and machine hearts. Machine lenses are uncommon drops from specific machines. For example, you'll have like Strider lenses, and then you've got the hearts and you'll have things like Strider hearts. The thing about these items though is that they only drop specifically from that type of machine. That means that you've got to hunt that type of machine in order to get them, and there are merchants in the game that will only accept a specific high level item in exchange for certain high-end bits of gear, weapons, outfits. You need the very specific items, so the game is effectively forcing you to hunt every type of machine if you want every type of weapon and outfit. Speaking of gear, there's tons of the stuff. There's weapons, outfits, mods, potions, traps. You're spoilt for choice, and all of it is useful. Enemies can deploy melee and ranged attacks, but can also use elemental attacks, fire, ice, electrical and corruption, which is kinda like poison. Fortunately, you can employ these same attacks yourself, and each machine is either resistant or vulnerable to certain types of attack. For instance, most of the early machines can be set on fire, whether they have a weakness to it or not, but some of the early machines do have an explicit weakness to fire. And I think that's deliberate because you actually start the game with a bow and arrow that shoots fire arrows. After a while though, you'll start encountering enemies that have different weaknesses, or worse, are resistant to fire, and you will have to adapt. The smallest machine you'll face is the Watcher, which is a watchdog slash attack dog for machine herds. It basically acts as a scout and an early warning defense system. If you shoot one in its flank, in its side, it'll take a bit of damage. If you shoot it squarely in the middle of its eye, it'll drop in one hit. Grazers have blaze canisters on their back, and blaze is the stuff you use to make fire arrows with, and it's just an external weak point. They have a blaze canister on their back, they just do. You can either use an arrow to knock the canister off of their back, or you can notch a fire arrow, hit the blaze canister with a fire arrow, set it on fire. A couple of seconds later, kaboom! The canister explodes in a massive fireball. And this trick works with any elemental arrow and external canister. If there's a frost canister on the exterior of the machine, hit it with an ice arrow. It'll explode and freeze everything. Same with electricity. It works with all of them. There are a large number of different types of weapons, all with their own uses, and you will need them all eventually. You have a spear that works in stealth as well as in close combat. You have 3 bows that deliver different arrow types at different ranges. Besides those, you have 2 bomb-lobbing slings, 2 trap-style crossbows, and a rapid-fire weapon called the Rattler. Ignoring the spear because you always have that ready, 8 weapons total, and you can have 4 of them equipped at a time. That means that if you charge into battle without thinking, you may be caught without the right weapon in a pinch. Again, forward planning is essential in this game. Weapons can also be modded and have a number of slots to plug mods into. Mods can grant additional power or handling to a weapon. Using your focus on a machine analyses it for weaknesses and vulnerable components. This allows you to pick the right gear before you launch into your attack. Hunting is as easy or as hard as you want to make it for yourself. All the machines are dangerous, but approach them the wrong way? Approach them the right way, however.
Deal with them quickly.
The machines are way tougher than you are. Play fair, engage in a straight fight, and you will die. A lot. Armour can also make a huge difference. Light weapons, they must be bought from vendors. Outfits resist different things, and light weapons can be customised with mods. By the way, make sure you scour the ancient ruins. Shield Weaver armour. Another trick you pick up early on is the ability to override machines, if you can get close enough without being spotted. Some machines can be ridden, others will assist you in combat.
Okay, here it goes. Come on, come on. It worked. It's not. There we go. That a boy. That's more like it. Yeah! 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 Ride!
But you can only override an enemy if you have the data to do so, and that data is contained within the cauldrons, gauntlets of obstacles that end in a big fight. Succeed and you gain the ability to override new types of machines in the world. The map shows you almost everything in the world, and the best way of revealing it is an idea that these game developers undoubtedly got from Assassin's Creed. But they gave it their own unique spin. There are huge machines called tallnecks that walk the land. They're not a threat though, instead they scan the area and collect data for other machines to use. Climbing to the top of one and overriding it grants you access to that same navigational data, revealing a huge swathe of information on the map. Doing almost anything in game earns you XP, which allows you to level up. The upgrade system has 3 branches of upgrades that cater to your individual tastes, either stealth, combat or gathering. You know what the problem is? I could keep on talking about this game all day. I love how the enemies have differences that necessitate you using different strategies. I love how the characters and enemies are animated. I love how the world is built, and just the presentation is just so nice. It tells you so much with just a few simple smart choices. I mean, yeah, I could criticise the speed at which your health drops, and your health does drop really quick when you're injured, but you can heal yourself just as quickly. You just need enough like medicine in your medical pouch and enough health potions. Again, preparation is key. And I suppose I could criticise the arsenal. Just 9 weapons, 3 of them are bows, 2 crossbows that fire K, but it's a comparatively primitive version of humanity. They're having to scrape together what they can find, so it's back to basics. And you're not underpowered either. Don't make that mistake. If you feel like you're underpowered, it's because you either A, haven't got the right tool, or B, you're the tool and you're not using everything. I collected most of the collectibles, did some side missions and all 21 primary story missions. And I'd spent about over 35 hours, about 35 and a half hours on this single playthrough. And I was only 60% complete by the end of it. Only 60. Gives you some idea as to how much content is in this game. I did, however, find a couple of glitches. So yeah, it's not perfect. But it's as near as makes no odds. Horizon Zero Dawn gets a 10 out of 10. It just does. It just does. What makes this game so good is that it picks the concept of hunter-gatherer and it commits to it. It just runs with it and it cuts out all that survival aspect. The survival stuff is just gone. I mean, yeah, you have to look after your health, but you don't have to worry about how much food you're eating, you know, your hunger gauge, all that weapon durability. You don't have to worry about it. You can just focus on gathering stuff and hunting the machines. It does help that the game looks and sounds awesome, but they absolutely nailed the basic concept. They nailed the gameplay. The feel of it is fantastic, and that's what matters. So that was Horizon Zero Dawn. 10 out of 10, masterpiece, wasn't it? Yes, it was. See, he agrees with me. Next major review is going to be Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. That's a new release out on the 8th of August. 8th of August. I'm glad he knows where I'm going. Looking forward to that one, looks quite good. And we'll see you then.